Next one is gesture. The physical motions and body language of the show. Nicole Castile, give me one example of gesture based on the description of it that is on the board right now.
I need everybody to squeeze in right here.
Cool. Take it. Mr. Burke? Hands down, I'm doing this a bit. Mr. Burke, give me one example of gesture, please.
Like,
Mary P?
Just let me know right now.
That's correct,
Right
Mary
now.
P. Good job, sorry, I hit the wall. Give me an example of gesture, Ethan.
with the knife, the way you hold it.
Boom! Boom!
Never
That's the boomstick right there. Ooh yeah! Love it. Mr. Bender, give me an example of gesture, please, that's not been said yet. What about this one? Nodding, baby. Oh yeah! Loving it. Handy Hayden, can I get an example of gesture, please?
I need to be a better reach.
That's certainly correct. Another example of gesture, Torville.
I don't have that right.
Hand to heart, really important. Gesture is everything that we do action-wise. The one thing that I was looking for, though, and your hands down because we're going to move on, is standing up straight.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh. Now there are certain conditioning gestures. It's simply how we there are certain conditioning gestures, and the big ones are nodding and hand in the air. How many of us chop onions? How many of us like French fries? How many of us cook at home? How many of us eat tomatoes? How many of us breathe? How many of us want to buy the slice for $40? Great. Okay? Stand up straight, Lance. Yeah, we hit all these. Good job. Behavioral science states that 70% of interaction is body language. When we show good body language during a demonstration, it can say a lot about who we are and how much credibility we have, which is important to a proper pitch. Conditioning gestures, like nodding and raising your hand, are things that need to be taught to trainees at an early age, so that you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that they can incorporate that into their muscle memory. Because if they learn the show with improper muscle memory, you'll spend all day banging your head against the brick wall trying to get them to do what you want them to do. They'll need 10 pitches to get this down after they've established improper muscle memory. Versus if you do spend the first 3 pitches getting them to do proper muscle memory, it will be there forever and you won't ever have to do it again. It's a fact. Don't let your trainee do, I mean, of course, and we're going to go over it, there's an organic arc to kind of developing your trainee, but like gesture-wise, don't let your trainee do anything wrong more than like 4 times in a row, like 4 pitches in a row in the gesture field. Just because they're going to have that muscle memory stuck in their head that way if they do it wrong that many times. Even if you just mention it in passing and it's not your main point of your shit sandwich. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
It needs to be brought up. It needs to be something that's in their head in some way, so that 4 pitches later, if they're still doing it, you can be like, okay, now we really got to fix this. Now we can't let you have it like this. Because muscle memory is the hardest thing to break. Like, how many times has the set booth been set up differently, and you've turned to grab something like,
Yeah.
yeah, right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Sponge on the right.
Okay, cool. So that's gesture. Those are the 3 points of influence: gesture, action, and quality.